Welcome to Global Tarot, and today we're going to be doing a pick a card reading where we ask, why is our relationship so hard? So I'd just like to invite you now to have a look at the three stones, cards, and just, pick a card. Pick one. Number 1 is here, number 2, and number 3. Great, so if you want to enter into the competition where you can win a free reading with me, which is completely personalised, then by all means, please do subscribe, like and comment to be in with a chance. And always remember, we want to hear from you. We want to know how this resonated and what you made of it all. So, right, number 1. Welcome. So we're asking, why is our relationship so hard? And we just started by pulling 4 cards. So let's get them out. We've got the Lovers. We've got the Fool. So this could be potentially a new relationship. Oh, we've got another number 1, so it's the One of Pentacles and the Sun. Ta-da! Fantastic, we're liking that. And I just want to draw your attention to the raunchiness of this card. I mean, just, can you see that? Can you see how raunchy that is? The way he's tugging. Oh, yeah, really nice deck. So, okay. Why is it so hard? Let's just get one card as well from the Animal Spirit deck to kind of set the scene for, what's going to be the resolution here? What's the right attitude to take? What is it that's going to really help you to deal with this? Oh, too many cards flew out just then, so we'll take one, please. We've got Swan Spirit, and the Swan Spirit says it's time for a deep dive. Well, I'm feeling that too. I mean, seriously, look at these cards. It looks to me like this is potentially about a reasonably new relationship. There's a lot of potential there for happiness with the Sun. We've got with the Ace of Pentacles, you're not just looking at the beginning of any old relationship. You're looking at the beginning of a relationship with substance, a relationship which has the potential to, and certainly if this is a relationship you've been in for a while, it might be that it's got to change into something. I mean, something new. So we've got the Fool, and I think the way this is going to happen looks to me like Swan is saying it's a deep dive, it's a leap of faith into this love. Okay, so it's, head down for a full house. I don't think this is a light-hearted engagement here. This is something quite serious. Something which does have the potential to make you happy and does involve a lot of clarity. But the question is, why is it so hard? Well, I mean, just off the bat, we can see that this relationship is going to require you to commit to it. It's going to require something, sturdy. It's going to require you to allow the clarity to come through with the Sun. So if it's going to be a deep dive, I think with clarity with the Sun, it's about truth and light. And that's what we really want to see. So in the recent past, we've got the Knight of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the Strength card. For you, we have the Hierophant. Oh, the 10 of Swords, the 3 of Swords. Ouch. And in their position, we have the 7 of Swords, the 9 of Pentacles, ooh la la, the 2 of Swords, and for the outcome, ooh, very nice, we've got the Knight of Cups, the Four of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. And the underlying card, thankfully, is the Nine of Cups. Okay? Why is it so hard? Well, I mean, it has been hard in the recent past. Seems to me that the masculine within this connection, because there's two masculine sort of cards here, the King of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, so the Knight of Pentacles, for one, is very slow off the bat. And the King of Cups is very much in control of their emotions. But you know how he doesn't have his... Have you ever noticed this about the King of Cups? He doesn't put his foot into the water. So he doesn't really want to get wet with the emotions. But, you know, he certainly knows how to master his emotions. But yeah, so I'm sensing a certain amount of resistance coming from the masculine energy within the relationship. That's created a kind of situation where the feminine, which is the instinctual, the masculine is obviously the one that's trying to like lead the way, direct, you know, and be that sort of masculine influence. The one that's directing and choosing and somehow in charge. That's the masculine, and yet they're going slowly. They're reserved. They're holding back. And then the feminine is doing something, I would say, in response to this, where, you know, because the intuitive, or the feminine, however you want to see it, the instinctual life is in uproar about this. I'm guessing because with the Lovers card, there's a lot of passion here. You know, there's a huge amount of passion, which is the beast within, and it's about really having to control that, having to, you know, because the masculine is so damn controlled. So the feminine is really having to work quite hard, mustering all of its strength to contain the inner beast. And that's been happening, you know, in the recent past. So in terms of where you're at, wow, this is interesting. We've got like a sense of an ending. And with that came some real, you know, gut-wrenching heartache there. Now, I think what's happening is you've had to be quite philosophical about this with the Hierophant. You've really had to take a broader perspective on this relationship, and ask yourself, you know, why did I have to go through all of that? Why it hurts, you know? Ouch. It really... Oh, I feel for you. I feel for you if you're in the Three of Swords right now and you're going through that. I just want to reassure you that everything's going to be all right. I mean, if you look at the cards here at the back, we've got the Sun, the One of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Lovers. So there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that this is going to resolve. It's been hard, I think, because some things had to give. It looks, to be honest, like they've been avoiding, for them there's been a lot of conflict, and they've been avoiding that. They're in a sort of situation of avoidance, damage limitation. I think they are very much, your other is very much in a position of contentment in their life generally, whereas for you, you're coming to the end of a particular road and maybe you're soon to begin another, which is a bit more precarious, a bit more stressful than the position that they're in. Whereas you are surrounded by sort of higher-minded ideals, you're connecting to spirit, you're trying to remain true to kind of your life's purpose and all this sort of very wonderful sort of spiritual thing, and perhaps you're seeing your partner as quite someone who you'd like to marry, you know, if or someone you take quite seriously. You would like to have a proper relationship with this person, or you have had, certainly, but they're seeing you as confronting. Perhaps you challenge them too much. They don't want to get their foot wet, remember, and every time you challenge them, you know, the Seven of Wands here, they're getting into a defensive posture. They're going, right, okay, so I'm going to have to defend this now. So even if they weren't, you know, that bothered about the stance that they had or whatever, if you challenge them, this is the sort of person that's quite stubborn and is going to resist you just because, you know, it's this masculine type of energy that it's fiery. It's fiery, it's controlled, it's controlling, perhaps a touch. Certainly in terms of the pace and the level of emotional engagement is what someone's really controlling that. And it looks to me like you're the one that's getting hurt and they're avoiding it. There's something they need to tell you, and when they don't tell you, I think it's creating this emotional distance, it's creating this conflict. But if they were to tell you, I think it's also going to create a conflict. There's a sense there that they're damned whichever way they go. So they're playing it safe and they're sort of in denial. They're staying out of it. Okay, so that's why it's been so tough, I think, because you're going through a transitional time in your life, so it's just generally an unstable place. Perhaps you're looking for more support, you're not getting it. I think they are there, though. I think they are there to support you, but it comes with this sort of, they want to be in control and you then have to but you know, willpower is an interesting one. Anyone who's ever given up smoking will know that it gets easier with time, you know. So like with the Strength card, she's got all these raging inner emotions bubbling under the surface, and she has to try so hard to keep a grip on that just to match the King of Cups and his masterful self-control. But she can do it, and the more she does it, actually the easier it becomes. So, you know, that which you start out not being the master of, you eventually become into, because you have to try harder, and that's sort of the way it goes. Coming up in the future here, we have the Knight of Cups. So, yeah, romance is obviously in the cards. We've got the Lovers here, and the Knight of Cups. But I think someone has to take a leap of faith. With the Four, this is really interesting, because I feel like with the Four that there's something, it's like you're being offered this, you're not satisfied with it because you know you can't see everything yet. There's something you can't see yet, and you're waiting. And you know, it could even be them who can't see you yet, and that's frustrating. I think, you know, there's a Queen of Swords here, the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Cups. So romance is going to be on the agenda. I'm seeing a really positive outcome. It says time for a deep dive, okay? So we've got the Nine of Cups as the overall energy. I think the contentment is coming. It's been really difficult. There's a sense that someone's got to take a leap of faith. It might be you, it might be them. Maybe that someone has to make a decision to just take that leap. There's the Lovers, the decision card, decision, the Fool, come on. You know, this is something that has the potential to grow into something really stable. I think they offer stability, but they're a bit withdrawn, a bit reluctant, a bit too cautious in the emotional sense. But communication is going to set to improve. And out of that, you'll get more clarity. And you'll get your contentment. This is a lovely reading. I'm really happy for you. I really am, because we've come into this with, oh, why is it so difficult? And yeah, you have had a Three of Swords. You know, you've had some heartbreak. There's no doubt about it. No doubt in my mind. But that's just the past doesn't equal the future. It doesn't mean that's where you're going. Just because that's where you've been. You know, everything for a wise purpose, number one. Everything's happening for a wise purpose. So, we have very soon clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Again, that's really one for making a decision. Similarly to the Lover's card. Okay. We'll pull one more of the Romance Oracles and then we'll ask Spirit for some heartfelt advice. I'm feeling like I haven't really even clarified any of these cards because I'm really getting the sense that, you know, you are their happiness with the 9. You are their happiness. Don't you worry. And a card fell out and it is passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Well, that's, I mean, I've just got to put that near the Lover's card, haven't I? Because there's a whole lot of love in this reading. There's a whole lot of love. And if it's time for a deep dive, you know, maybe the Three of Swords, this sense of heartbreak. You know, sometimes, and I really believe this, and I've seen it happen many times, sometimes an emotional charge is generated through perhaps an upset, a heartbreak, or whatever, this frustration, this push and pull, whatever it is. This heartbreak, this getting in touch with your feelings, this angst, it's energy that you're generating, right? And you're getting into it and you're able to feel everything around you with a heightened clarity and vividness. And when you're in that space within yourself, this is the time when tremendous healing can happen. It can happen because you've gone within yourself and you're feeling everything. And then if you allow yourself to get some clarity over the situation by understanding your feelings, tremendous healing can happen. And sometimes this is about generating an emotional charge with which it's highlighting the importance of the lesson and it's the importance of the relationship. Swan Spirit says it's time for a deep dive. I concur. I think you're going to find your happiness and your contentment, and it's coming. I don't think you've got anything to worry about. The beautiful thing is that, you know, the upset, it came with an ending, some sort of ending, and endings aren't endings, they're transformations. So something is going to be different now. And I think that part of it has come from you. Maybe, you know, the other, your significant other, has been hiding, avoiding, you know, just burying their head in the sand, basically, and then being defensive about it. And I think if you're sensitive, you could take that personally. You know, what's wrong with me? You know, it's not you. It's not, I don't see this as you. I think it's them. I think it's them. So don't you worry. Now this 4 of Cups, this is obviously coming up in the future. This is a sense of ill content, right? But it happened, you know, in the story of the Mythic Tarot. It happens when she's already married. So there's a sense of, there is a union here that's already kind of, in a way, mildly established. Absolutely. The Lover's card, you know, it's all there, right? But this discontentment comes from, you know, her sisters convince her that she's married to this god. I can't remember her name. You'll have to read the Mythic Tarot. But, yeah, she's married to a god and her sisters are jealous. So they convince her that she needs to see him in his true form. And so she's pushing to see him in his true form. But the problem is, once this happens, she won't be able to see him again. It's like some curse or something. And so this is what happens. He eventually does this and she loses him. But this is the point at which, I mean, it's part of the story. Obviously, she gets him back at the end. you know, the Ten of Cups, etc. But this is the point in the story at which she's feeling like, I don't know everything about you. I don't know who you really are. Who are you? And that's not the contentment. The contentment isn't in the mystery with this one. So yeah, there's a sense of wanting to know more, and I think really that's the journey. The Lovers, it's a leap of faith, you know. Someone has to open up. Someone has to be brave. Someone has to do that. Someone's got to come and honestly, I think you guys are going to work it out. I really do. You've got the Sun here. You've got everything. So let's just now go in for one final piece of advice from the Spirit cards. And just give us a sense of what's the best approach then? You know, is it you that needs to take the leap of faith? Is it them? What's the best approach for number one in this situation? They're going to be taking a deep dive, but what's the best approach? Okay, we have humility. There you go. Perhaps in humility, that's how you're going to resolve this. So I hope that was helpful, number one. If you've enjoyed the reading, the Timeless Love reading, please do subscribe, like and comment. And if you do all three of those things, you will be in with a chance of winning a free tarot reading, because I'm running a competition and I'll announce the winners at the first week of every month. So thank you very much for watching, and comment. Let me know how that resonated and all of this. I'm absolutely dying to know. Okay, if you picked number 2, welcome. Welcome, welcome. So this will be your pick a card love reading, where we're really asking, why is it so hard? Why is the relationship so hard at the moment? Okay, so I'd pre-shuffled the cards and got 4 earlier. And goodness me, this is what we've got. So we'll start with here. We have the Devil. I like how this deck, they're all females. We have the Hermit as well. Okay, we've got the Queen of Wands. And we have the 4 of Cups. Okay, so just off the bat there, why is it so hard? So, oof. Some real big ballers. I mean, the Devil. So with the Devil card, you know, we've got obsession. We've got... And I think with obsession, it just, you know, oh God, there's so much to say about the Devil card. It's just ridiculous. Let's just pull one to sort of locate us, orient us. Before we go there, let's just pull one card from the Animal Spirit deck, which is going to just give us a sense of where we're at and what we need to do. Okay? Here we go. We have... Ooh! The Bee Spirit, sweet results await. Hello. Thank you. So, all right, so good. We're going to have a nice outcome. Thank God for that, because, you know, we weren't sure there for a minute with the Hermit and the Devil. When I see them together, I see someone at home alone obsessing, okay, when I see those two together. Now, if I saw the Queen together with the Devil card, I would say, okay, that's someone who's a bit of a nag. I mean, they're certainly not letting up. They've got this ambition. They've got this desire. And they're absolutely going for it. I mean, the Queen The Queen of Wands is, I just think that's Madonna, you know, that's a woman who knows how to get what she wants. The Devil card is the ambition, it's the drive, but it's also a sense of being chained to it. And that's, you know, the obsessiveness, the sort of, the unwillingness to adapt to anything else. And you know, what is it about obsession? Have you ever actually stopped and asked yourself, what is it about what's actually happening here? Is it that I just want something and I can't have it and that makes me want it more? Is it something sort of arbitrary and benign? Or is it that the obsession is drawing your attention to something outside of yourself, but deep down it's something you really need to just turn inwards and see within yourself? You know, sometimes people do this thing and they project, you know, classic projection. Absolutely obsessed with so-and-so because that so-and-so had something within them that was the precise quality that they were trying in a subconscious way to birth in their life, yeah? So the Devil card, it's got a lot to say. And we do have the Four of Cups here, and I just want to, you know, bring your attention to that for a moment, because this is a card of dissatisfaction. You know, she's being offered this cup. She doesn't really want it. She's not really even seeing that, you know, she's got three. This is nice, you know, nope. And she's sitting under this craggy tree and it's all a bit gnarly and, you know, what's going on there? Dissatisfaction. She's ruminating over something that she does not see. She doesn't see this gift being offered to her. She doesn't see it. She's ruminating. A bit like the Hermit, she's probably alone. And, you know, the Queen is sort of alone. I'm seeing a lot of alone time here and a little bit too much rumination, but I think you can turn this around. It says sweet results await. Thank you, Bee Spirit. So I think where we're going with this is that something's happening. This is very dynamic reading. Sweet results await. So there's going to be an outcome and it's going to be sweet. And all this beavering away is part of a process that has an outcome. It's going somewhere. It's not going nowhere. Okay, so why is it so hard? Why is it so difficult, this relationship? I think because you have something about the other you need to integrate into yourself. There's some acceptance that needs to happen. Maybe a bit of letting go, letting up a bit, loosening the reins of control. You know, the Devil does tend to get control. It's very Capricorn sort of energy. And the Hermit, they're Virgo. You know, we've got the Leo and, you know, the Four of Cups. So, yeah. Let's pull some cards then. Why is this relationship so hard? Goodness me. Okay, so in the recent past, we've got Judgment, the High Priestess, and the Six, thankfully, of Wands. For you, we have the Four. Ooh, the Moon. Four of Swords, the Moon, and the Wheel of Fortune. God bless. For them, we have the Two of Cups, the Eight of Cups, and oh gosh, look, the Six of Cups. So your other is all cups, okay? They're all in the feeling right now. Yes, one of them is an eight. Okay, we'll come to this. And the outcome, we've got the Queen of Swords, the Three of Wands, and the Hermit again. Okay, and underneath it all, we have the King of Wands. So, yeah, we've got a king, queen here of wands. Very fiery couple. Perhaps you're a pair of fire signs. Or indeed, you know, there's just a strong amount of ego energy involved in this coupling. But look, why is it so hard? That's the question we're asking, we want to answer. I think let's just begin by looking at these two together. Why is it so hard? Okay. Can you believe it? Judgment. And the High Priestess. So the Judgment card is telling us that it's hard because you're rebirthing. Every woman who's ever had a child will tell you that it's painful, it's bloody, it's not always pretty birthing, is it? So, when you're going through a deep change, which it is a deep change and it's irrevocable but it's very much at the birthing of it. But then we've got the High Priestess, who is she talks about a period of gestation where you don't necessarily know there's a change happening, but something is changing and it's coming from a really deep place. So this relationship to me is touching you in a very profound way, on a deep level, and you're changing. Perhaps you're both changing in the recent past, and that's going to provoke anxiety, because change always does, because unless you're the one to instigate it, because you've made a decision to, I don't know, change your job or go to university or move house, unless you've instigated it, if someone comes along, or you go and you meet someone and you're expecting one thing and boom, you get a profound, deep, metaphysical, completely radical, under the skin, overwhelmingly significant change thrust upon your inner life. Yeah, that's going to be anxiety provoking and not something that, is going to be easy. Okay? Why is it hard? Because it's meaningful and it touches you. Now, the good news is that recently things have been improving with the 6 of Swords. So, yeah, that's where we're at. Now, if we look at you, you've got the 4 of Swords. So you've got the Moon card. So I think where it's at with you is there's so much you can't see yet. There's so much you don't know yet. There's so much clarity that you don't yet have, that it's creating a lot of fear and a sense of foreboding, a sort of sense of maybe I'm being tricked, maybe this, maybe that. I just want to point out that in the position of your significant other, we've got the 2 of Cups. We've got the 6 of Cups. It's so lovely. I think that they really do genuinely have incredibly affectionate, warm feelings for you, and they see you as their equal. But they will turn their back on all this, on something. Perhaps it's this sort of elusive moon illusion stuff. Maybe they don't, there's a sense that they've got all of these beautiful cups and then they're walking away emotionally. Maybe they're afraid. We'll have to do a bit of clarification on this, I think, because to me, I don't understand why they would be, also there's all this deep stuff going on, and yeah, maybe the transformation, maybe they didn't want to change, maybe they don't want that, they didn't go into this looking for all of this intensity. But, tough titty, that's what you got. Okay, so the 4, you need to have a rest anyway, because for you, life is transforming really, really, really a lot. If you've been in a rut before, you're coming out of that. There's a lot of change happening around you with the Wheel of Fortune, I feel so happy for you that I feel like you've actually gone through quite a lot with the moon, and it's really worn you out. And yeah, I feel like I want to cry. Like, it's very moon-like. I know I'm getting all emotional, but you've been through a lot, and I just feel like finally things are turning around for you, and it is your time. So, yeah, this relationship is going to have a happy outcome. Just remember, sweet results await, okay? But I think a lot of this is a very internal thing. So, okay, let's clarify what's going on. Why are they leaving? What is it that they're walking away from with the 8? Now, we're not saying they're leaving you. They've got the 6. They have a huge fondness for you. They see you as their equal, as their partner. They do. They feel it. They feel it on an emotional level. But on an emotional level, they're walking away from something. And there's a reason why. What are they walking away from? Oh. Ah. Let's find out. What are they walking away from? Okay. Let's have a look. We've got, oh my goodness, the upside down 8 of Cups. We've just got the same card again. Okay, yes. Give us more. Upside down Star. King of Pentacles upside down. You know, I can't help but feel like it could be that it's not that they're walking away from you. It's that I think with this 6, you know, everyone knows the 6 is always about the nostalgic kind of, it's maybe a past love. And because the 8 of Cups has sort of come up in the upside down reverse position, it's almost like they're not walking away from you, but they're struggling to walk away from that and embrace the new, because upside down King of Pentacles. It might be that you pose some sort of threat to their stability, to their plans for their future. Yeah, I think you're you've come along and I think you're rocking their world too, but there's some sort of resistance to that. And don't get me wrong, everyone resists change. Now, the underlying card here is the King of Wands, which we have King of Pentacles here. Remember. So the King of Wands really is about taking charge and going for it, you know, as a leader would, right? And how do you do this? I love this so much. This sort of, you know, life isn't about discovery. It's about creation, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to create it. I've got such a good feeling about this. In the future, your ships are coming in. Lovely jubbly I just love this card, the outfit, the 3. So things are going to come together, and in terms of you two, someone's going to be humble and someone's going to be communicating more. And it's quite a nice, interesting mix that the Queen of Swords is with the Hermit. We've got the Hermit there too. This is like very earthy energy. And the Queen of Swords, you know, she doesn't take fools. You know, she doesn't take nonsense. She wants it to be clear. She wants clarity. And I think with the King and Queen here, you want to get on and create the future. Just remember that the Hermit, you know, isolates himself or herself, and it's about doing inner work, and you don't have to look too far into the future. We know we're going to get sweet results. This has been quite a profound change. You've been through a lot. You need to rest a bit before you can, I think, take the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands and just take the reins and create the future. But how do you create the future, right? You talk it into being. You imagine it and you feel it and you imagine the future that you want. You talk it into being. And I can see you doing that. And just understand that this 4, the dissatisfaction comes from the not knowing, and there is a lot yet to know. There's a lot to discover. Okay, so we're just going to finish this off with one card from this deck and one from the Angel Oracle. So, is there anything that the romance angels want to tell number 2? Okay, we have, you're going to like this, passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Ah, that's all right, isn't it? A bit of passion never hurt anybody. Well, we do have the devil card here, so it was inevitable that passion, perhaps, why is it so hard? Maybe, Guys, you have a filthy mind. Okay, so now we have the angels. Angels, please give us just a little piece of advice. What's going to help those who chose number 2 to just get through this period with their significant other? It's been an interesting time. Ready? We have insight. So, yeah, I think that goes quite nicely here with the 4, you know, about discontentment coming from what you don't know. All right? Insight. You need to hang back and rest. And accept that, you know, if you're in the moon, the sun's not out. But this is part of a cycle. The moon comes, then the sun's next. So don't worry. Everything happens in its own mystical time. Okay? So that was your reading number 2. I hope that was helpful. Please do subscribe for more, because there will be plenty more from Global Tarot of, you know, pick a cards, love readings, and astrological monthly forecasts too. So do subscribe, and I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear how that was related to your situation. If you want to enter the competition, don't forget that you can simply by subscribing, liking and commenting, and you could win a free reading. Okay, fantastic. Thanks for watching. Namaste. Welcome. So if you chose a number 3, this will be your reading. And don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to get more updates. Now, so we've been asking, why is it so hard? And by it, we mean the relationship, okay? Ooh, and I pre-shuffled, so this is what we've got. Let's, okay, look, let's start here. We've got the moon. We've got the 10 of Wands. We've got the Page of Swords. And we've got the Magician. I love this deck because they're all women and they're really beautiful designs. Okay, and before I get going, I just want to get one. Oh, it seems that's 2. I only want one, please. One animal oracle, just to locate us so we can get a sense for. Whoops, there it is. Oh, hello. Well, there it is. Open to infinite possibility. That sure is a lot of possibility, isn't it? I hope that's not going to confuse you, because it seems to me that with the moon card, you're already a little bit confused. This isn't a confusion of the mind particularly, although, you know, it can play tricks on your mind, but it comes from the realm feeling, from, you know, it's not entirely unconscious, because you can be very conscious of your feelings. But there's a sense of confusion in terms of, you know, where's this going? Sorry, I've just turned that around. Where's this going? And locating yourself, because I think I'm getting a sense here. There's been an ending, right? And, and then there was like a message, some communication, something wonderful, and there's you in your power manifesting, right? You're kind of being quite creative now. I think you've kind of come out of a period of being quite burdened, and there was a change, but with this ending hasn't quite taken you where you were expecting to go. And with the moon, it's just it's just very shadowy and lurky, and you're not sure, and it's that type of thing. Yeah, it's sort of making me feel quite like this is quite going to be a challenging reading, but open to infinite possibilities, says Starfish Spirit. So we're going to go with that. If you've had an ending or you've recently received a message, just know that I think you're going to pull yourself out of the swamp of the unconscious and instinctual, emotional quagmire. That's the only way to put it, really, with the moon. God bless the moon. Perhaps it's, quite enticing, though, isn't it, to get in touch with your feelings, even if they're based on illusion or fantasy. Sometimes it's just better to experience that than to feel nothing. And I think with the 10, there's a sense of real exhaustion. So in the near... Oh, no. Look at this. So we have the 7 of Swords, the 10 of Cups, and the Ace of, or the 1 of Wands. Goodness me. So in the recent past, this was interesting because these two came in upside down. A sense of, because this is the card of deception, but if it's upside down, it's just generally considered to be self-deception. And that did not bring happiness. So then, but there's this passion, and it's like a new passion, and perhaps that's offering a sort of a way out, a way of focusing. So let's just have a look at you. Okay, we've got Justice, upside down 6, and the Hierophant. That's the Hierophant, isn't it? And in their position, we have the King of Wands in reverse. We've got the 8 of Pentacles. That's nice. And the Knight of Wands in reverse. And in terms of an outcome, oh my goodness, this is good. 9 of Swords in reverse. This is excellent. We've got, wow, the Tower in reverse. Oh my God. And the first, okay, and the Ace of Cups. This is so interesting, really. And underneath it all, we have the Hermit. So you probably feel like you've been going through all of this in this sort of relationship context. Maybe it feels like you've been going through a lot of it on your own. And on the one hand, you've been releasing the burden, I think, or carrying a burden, or it's come to an end recently. There has been a sense of this confusion, this self-deception, but something new is taking place. And again, with the Magician, it's a number 1, and it's about empowering, and it's about taking the lead, etc. Now, you are in a state now, in terms of your mental place, where in the past there was some deception, maybe self-deception, and it could have been on their part, not necessarily yours, but you now have your mental balance, right? So I'm not talking emotional, which, we know with the moon there's still a sense of confusion about, but mentally you're sharp. You're just sharp as a pencil. You're there. You're ready to go. You're weighing things up fairly logically, You've got a good sense of judgment at the moment. Do you feel like a champion? No. I don't know why. But you don't. You're not really acknowledging your own achievements at the moment. I mean, in terms of this relationship, I'm sensing quite a discord here. We're not seeing a lot of cups, you know. As far as relationships go, I'm sorry, I said this was the Hierophant. This isn't. This is the Emperor. Goodness me. So you've got an upright Emperor and an upright Justice card. So you're actually really in your own power at the moment, and you're taking charge of your own life. Maybe you're not particularly self-congratulatory, but that's the vibe of the Hermit anyway. It's quite humble, isn't it? It's a Virgo card. So, okay, you know, that's okay. In terms of the relationship, you might be looking to take charge, especially as your partner or significant other. In terms of wands, we've got the Knight and the King, and they're both in reverse. So I think they're having a few issues here with their own sense of omnipotence, but they are prepared to work at it. That's a commitment to working at it with the 8 Pentacles. Yeah. I'm getting quite a good vibe there because, you know, with the outcome, we've got the 9 of Swords in reverse. So someone is letting go. It could be you or your significant other or both. Is letting go of the anxiety, of the stress that's come before. They're letting go of it, right? And with the upside down tower, goodness me, I really feel like the crisis that could have befallen you will be averted. Okay, so this new dynamic between you is without a shadow of a doubt going to work, because it brings with it the Ace of Cups. This is a beautiful card. This is the beginning of truly connecting truly to your other. That's a beautiful card in terms of how it feels. Okay, so you're going to be feeling it, and it says be open to infinite possibilities, which is great. So, because at the moment you're taking charge and you're being in your power, there's 2 aces here. So there's a lot of sort of, you know, and with can you see that? With the Magician. Yeah, I'm getting a sense that there's going to be, there's a shift, basically. Something new. There's a new vibe in town. Whew. Wonderful. Okay, so we'll just ask the Romance Oracle if it's got anything it'd like to say. And card popped out. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Okay, so this 10, if this was an ending that left you all confused and bemused and bemuddled, don't worry, they're coming back. I'm just going to ask the Spirit cards, the Angel cards, if they have any advice for you for number 3. Because maybe there's something you need to know that's going to help you to embrace the infinite possibilities. You're in the Hermit, remember, overall, so you're probably a little bit alone, going inwards, but you're mastering something, and I think they're doing that too. They're also coming towards you, and maybe they're not quite in a position to take the lead. Maybe you've realised that tried it their way, didn't work for you. It's time to try it your way, perhaps. And guess what? Crisis is averted, and it's certainly empowering from where you're standing as well. Okay, and we have discovery. So that's it. Embrace it. Embrace the adventure and the pursuit of discovery. Number 3, that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please comment and just tell us what's going on. I'd love to hear from you. Do like, share, and please subscribe. It really helps to get the channel kick-started, to help us get along with YouTube. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.